Here's my new 1986 Chrysler 5th Avenue edition. I hadn't intended on buying any more cars right now, but I've been looking for one of these for such a long time. When one finally came up for sale, I just went ahead and got it. And I was actually able to drive it home. Its transmission shifts good, it drives good. Pretty much everything else that's been brought out here has been brought in on a tow truck. And of course, many of these things then drove on their own power once I got them fixed. But this one actually was had current registration and inspection, and it was a completely running, driving car. And the body is overall in real good shape. There's only a little bit of damage to it, and that is this chrome trim here. Otherwise, the vinyl top is in really good shape. I don't know if anyone has any suggestions on anything to put on these to help preserve them, but this really hot sun and dry climate just seems to really tear up these vinyl tops. And even if I kept it in a carport here at home, if I drive it to work, it's going to have to sit outside. So I really want to try to preserve it. Here's the Crystal Pentastar medallion. And I had to get I had to put a new tire on the rear. That was the only thing I had to do really to get it roadworthy. But that's a brand new one. All the other tires are pretty good, but this one was just in really bad shape. And I think that this is technically a New Yorker 5th Avenue edition. I'm not sure exactly when they made the distinction, because I think that there was the front-wheel drive car called the New Yorker at this time as well. So maybe they just called this one the 5th Avenue edition, because at some time the V8 powered rear-wheel drive car was called a New Yorker. Here's the dashboard. We've got ammeter, and the ammeter doesn't seem to register anything. Temperature gauge. The temperature gauge does work, and the engine temperature seems to be within a good range. Got the speedometer and trip odometer and the fuel gauge. Rear defroster, and these must be for auxiliary equipment. I think this is oil warning, oil pressure warning. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have a voltmeter. Usually Chrysler, well, let's see. I guess it does have all the gauges that a Chrysler product usually has. Usually Chrysler products have 3 gauges: an ammeter, a temperature gauge, and a fuel gauge. And I guess it really does have all 3. But even on and that's what the old Plymouth has too. And the radio works good. The only problem is that these buttons don't seem to respond. And the cassette player does work, but I ended up getting a cassette stuck in it. And luckily when I started it up, it ejected it. So I didn't want to tempt fate again and put the cassette back in. I may have to take the radio out to try to troubleshoot why the buttons on the front aren't working. Let me open up the hood here. Where our hood thing is. Here it is. It's got the 318 and 318 V8 engine. And the air conditioning compressor does seem to work, although it doesn't blow out of the dashboard vents, it blows out of the defroster. Cruise control servo. I guess it's got some kind of an electronic control on the carburetor. It is a carbureted 318 engine. And really, it's just almost exactly the same car is this one? I don't know. It just seems very, very similar in size and the way it's laid out. I guess it's not exactly the same, but it must be related somehow. All the accessories on it just looks very, very similar to this Plymouth Safari. So let me start up the engine here. It starts up real good and just runs real smooth. No trouble getting it started at all. It just starts with a flick of the key.
Like Marie Exley,
turn this off here.
Taking it in Associated Press. God keep.
He made the announcement at a rally in Atlanta and was greeted by cheers.
It seems like the oil pressure warning, the oil pressure sensor may have a problem, because sometimes it would illuminate when the key was turned on,
NPR,
and other times
support for NPR comes from Chevrolet.
I'll have to check that out.
Undertaking a carbon-reducing effort, investing in projects.
There's the digital radio and clock. So sometime here I'll do a video of it actually driving. I think it's got a 727 transmission. It's got a little crystal Pentastar decal there. I guess does it have cruise control? I guess the cruise control on these is actually on the turn signal. I didn't try it. Chrysler. But this styling is very 70s. It's like, it seems like, I don't know how late this kind of dashboard layout dates back, but it might even date, I don't know if it quite dates back to the 60s, but at least the early 70s. So there's the Chrysler Fifth Avenue edition. I do have the keys to the trunk. And there's just some junk in the trunk, just some miscellaneous stuff, just some oil, and looks like some brake shoes, and I didn't put the hubcap back on yet, but looks like it might have a little bit of leakage at the transmission oil cooler lines. I may go ahead and, I think what I'm going to do is upgrade this to an external cooler like I've done on all my other vehicles. Because this has, the cooler on these things is just not the greatest, just goes into the radiator. So I notice a little bit of leakage there. And if you ever have, you can end up getting antifreeze in your transmission fluid if you have a leak in that cooler. So I'm going to upgrade it to an external one sometime here. And on this car, really, I still need to do some more on it. I'm sorry I don't have any more progress to report on it. I was mainly concentrating on the Lincoln Town Car recently and getting some problems fixed on it. But here's the Chrysler Fifth Avenue, and just need to go and get the title transferred, and it'll be ready to drive. I think it definitely is going to need some new shock absorbers, but it looks in real good shape. And I'm really glad that I was able to find one of these.